Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Colby. Did you guys get a good night's sleep? I sure hope so. And yesterday was so much fun. We're gonna do it again. And yesterday, so one of the viewers had this idea of, how do we connect with the other side more on our own? And that's a great question, because sometimes someone who has lost someone in the spirit world, they don't know how to connect with that loved one. So yeah, let's spend a few minutes talking about that. How can you do it? How can you make your own connection? Now, I have to tell you, I think it's so much more subtle and easy than you think it is. Actually, and as I say that, there is a hummingbird right outside the window, you see? And let's explain why I think that's important. Because our loved ones are sending us little signs and symbols every day. Now, here's the thing. You're thinking, your loved one is just going to show up. Hey, Julie, you're thinking your loved one is just going to sit there and sit right next to you. But when they do that, you ignore it. How many times have you saw a flash out of the corner of your eye and you go, oh, must have been my imagination. Your loved one is like, oh my, are you kidding me? Do you know how much work that took me? So, good morning, Sherry. So, to have your loved one, take that much energy to physically manifest, it's a little hard, right? Because then they're coming back into the physical realm a bit. So what they may do is send you some simple signs. What if you're in the car and they just, your favorite song comes on, or a song that triggers a memory with that person? That's not coincidence. Our loved ones do these synchronicities to remind us that they're around, to show us that they're around. And they do that in a way that we can easily understand when we're open to connecting the dots with it. Sometimes you just don't know. You don't realize. You go, oh, I love that song. Or I remember with that song. But that's them connecting. That's them saying, we remember the song too, and we're here with you. And they love to drive with us. I think our loved ones love to get in the car with us. Do any of you feel your loved ones in the car? Because they do love to do that. And another way is that it could be through a bird or a sign or a symbol. So if your gaze kind of stays on something a little longer than normal, like you notice something, you notice a squirrel or a bird, but it makes you think of that loved one. Oh, she loved cardinals, or he really loved hummingbirds. Yes, they're saying hi. I mean, again, they can't always be here manifesting like in the physical, right? So they can't always move things. Sometimes I know some of you test your loved ones. You'll be like, if you're here, move the keys, and they're like, that's too hard. I'm not gonna go around moving all the keys. I'm tired. No. They may move stuff, but I think creating those expectations on them can be a little tough. So what I would do is think of songs and memories and signs and symbols. Maybe it's a number. Maybe your eye is drawn to the clock at a particular time, or you keep seeing a repeating number over and over. That's definitely a sign that they're around. It's, again, that moment where you're thinking of them and you're seeing something, that synchronicity with it, that's them in that same moment saying, hey, I'm here with you. Hey, I'm saying hi. Maybe it's a feather. Maybe they're connecting through feathers. There is no limit to how they're connecting. I gotta be honest, it could be a wrench. There is no reason why it cannot be a wrench, right? It does not have to be a bird or an animal or something like that. It could be Thank you, Julie. It could be a wrench. Or a penny, or a coin. It could be the clouds. Like I said, I think when we can release our limits on how we believe that they're connecting, that's when we're really going to see them so much more. That's when we're going to realize how much more they're around. Like, here's a great example, okay? I have a stepdad in spirit, and he, now I was lucky enough to have some time with him prior to him passing. And, you know, as a little kid, I always thought of him as Elvis. I'm not really sure. He did have these beautiful blue eyes, or I don't know what it was. It was just something about him. So I always kind of connected him to Elvis. And he did enjoy Elvis's music. So prior to his passing, I'm in a room with him, and I say to my sister and him, I says, okay, Dad, when you pass, you're going to show us blue suede shoes to let us know you're okay. And literally, I'm back in California, and it's the day of his funeral service, and I'm standing in line getting my prescription. And it was really weird because they said it was ready, but when I got into line, they're saying it wasn't ready. So now I'm a little frustrated, right? You know how that is. I mean, who even likes picking up a prescription anyway? So I picked up the prescription, and they had me step aside. And as I stepped aside, I turned my head, and this young man, no joke, had blue suede shoes on. I was like, oh my goodness. And so I walk up to him, and I'm like, oh, you're wearing blue suede shoes? Because like he didn't know what he was wearing. And he's like, yeah, I am. And I says, well, I have to tell you, this reminds me of my stepdad. And I told him why. And the lady behind him just started to cry. And she's like, you know, I have to tell you, I had the worst day today. And just listening to this, you completely turned my day around. And that's what spirit does, right? They're still sharing. They're still giving. He was showing me in that moment, he's okay. We then connected to the young man, and then we connected to the lady behind him. And all because, you know, I was able to go, let me be open to the signs. Let me be open to what they want to show us. Hi, Nina. And that's the idea, being open to how your loved one wants to kind of give you signs or symbols. Some people, they'll say, my loved one never talks to me. My loved one never comes through. I can't say that that's not impossible. I find that a little hard to believe because I think they're always around us. So maybe it's like you're expecting it in a certain way and it's not happening in the way that you're kind of putting the demands on it. So if you can open up that box, open up your flexibility to allow them to just kind of connect, and open up your symbols, open up your signs, open up the way that they're going to come forward, I think you're going to notice a lot more connections, you know, a lot more connections. So think of it that way. Think of maybe, oh my goodness, there's so much. I mean, they love you, so why would they not come forward? They do. And I don't believe in anything being stuck. Oh, that one always, oh, I don't like that one. They're so smart. You think they get stuck? Come on. I get stuck in traffic. I get stuck on the 405. Your loved ones are highly intelligent, and once they cross over, I do believe there's this sense of kind of all-knowing love, peace. They get it. I think they know. I'm gonna give them the credit. I really am. But yeah, so if you know any questions about that you have, that you're saying, hey, do I get this? What ways are your loved ones coming through? Are you able to recognize it? Sometimes it's through someone else, right? How many times has someone said, oh, Aunt Faye, Aunt Faye, I had a dream about Aunt Faye last night. Well, yay! It's great, Aunt Faye saying hi. So I think it's us being open to that, us just saying, gosh, yeah, they're around and they're here and this is how it goes. And I do hope, listen, I want each and every one of you to have that gift of connection. So just to recap the things that we can kind of think, feel, hear, again, it may be a flash out of the corner of your eye, okay? That to me is usually a spirit. And again, I think a lot of times that's a loved one. So if you see that flash and it makes you think of a loved one, try not to logically dismiss it. Or if the lights flicker or the TV goes on or off, they kind of do like the electronics. I do think if you challenge them, that puts pressure. I don't know if we need to do that. Again, it's just about being open and going with the flow of how they want to do it. Hey, Gail, so you had a dream about someone's funeral. I was attending a funeral. I didn't know that person. Did that person mean they're trying to come through? It could be. That's a great question. It absolutely could be that loved one, or, maybe it's that the person that is connected to that loved one. And I think having a dream about it is just that loved one saying, I'm okay. I made it. And maybe that's just a message that you can somehow deliver to that loved one. I don't think we go around giving readings. But just to say to that person, I had a reading. I had a dream about your loved one and they seemed okay. I just thought I would share that with you. Just something like that that's easy and not an actual reading, I think is fine. But I think that is. I think we do have dreams. Dreams are a little different, and maybe I'll talk about dreams tomorrow, because there are dreams that are visits, and then there are dreams that are conscious or subconscious working through something. So maybe that's a great idea, Gail. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But for today, a flash in the corner of your eye. They do like to move things. So if something is moved, or, again, looking at those signs or symbols that kind of come forward from them, those are great ways. You'll know. I think this is how you know. In that moment, if you pause, I think that's the key. It's like, you have that moment of going, it reminds me, my aunt loved that, my Nana loved that. Okay, that's it. That now we're connecting. That's how we're doing it. They're doing it. They're like, yes. They want to, right? They're sending stuff. Like, they want you to get it. So the more you get it, the happier they are, the happier you are. It is just reconnecting. I think sometimes we expect it to be so linear and so logical because of the physical realm, but they're not in the physical realm. They're not in the physical realm. It may not be logical. It may not be super linear. So it's just about, I think a lot of times it's these flashes of stuff. And so get out there, do your homework. No. Write your list. No, this is great. I'm so excited. I bet your loved ones, ask them to send something today. See if you get it. See if you can put it out there and see if you can get it. Okay. And I am wishing you all the best. It is finally sunny here in LA. Not that I am complaining about all the rain, because that means there's a lot of snow up in the mountain. And so I'm going to head there this weekend. But I want to wish you all the love today, all the love, all the happiness from your loved ones. And turn on the radio, look outside, maybe see if there's something around for you to notice and be aware of. Because at the end of the day, your loved ones are that thought away. Truly, it's truly a thought or a feeling. You may just feel a little something, and that is them. All right? So trust yourself, trust what you're getting, trust that connection, and know that they're around you. And that's it. All right. Done with Coffee with Colby for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.